Evan, seeing as though you're back in Cardiff for another year, I thought I'd bring us down to Coat. They're back with the Devils for another year. How does it feel to be back in Cardiff?
It feels good. It's I've been here a long time, and obviously love Mermaid Key, love Cardiff, love the team. So it was a pretty easy decision when they asked if I wanted to come back for another season.
Well, this is now, with this third season, is going to be your longest stint in Cardiff. Obviously, you've done it over two sections with COVID and a trip up north in between. But what is it about Cardiff that just keeps you coming back?
Obviously the way the teams run and obviously, the players they put in the team is something really interesting to me. They're committed to winning championships and they want to win. So that's one of the main reasons for me wanting to come back was I want to win trophies. That was my main goal, and I guess that's kind of the whole reason why you play the game. So that was one of the big reasons. Obviously, I love Cardiff. It's like a second home to me and my wife. She loves it down here, and it was a pretty much no-brainer wanting to come back.
We'll talk a little bit about last season. You played some huge minutes once again. You put up good numbers. You had a great year on the ice. How do you assess your game last season?
Yeah, I'm old now. I'm going to be honest. I am old. So it's just one of those things where I don't really focus I don't know. I just try to play my game, try to help the team as much as I can, and then kind of let the pieces fall where they may. And sometimes, it helps and sometimes it doesn't. But like you said, like last year, I thought, I can play big minutes and play a lot of minutes and eat up a lot of chunks of time. So, I thought last year was a success for me. I think, I don't know, some people would say stats-wise it was a good season, but I don't really look so much as stats as a lot of people do. I don't think stats are the end-all, be-all of having a good season and being able to help the team. So I just think, for me personally, it was a good season for me because the team, we did do well. We just fell short in 2 finals. That's the thing that we got to try to get over that hump. So.
You mentioned missing out on the 2 finals. The one that you did get over the hump was the Continental Cup, and that was a great experience over both rounds, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Continental Cup is fun. It's a lot more games. Last year was less, but like the season before, it's like it kills you, and it doesn't kill you, but it's just like it's a lot more games. It's a lot more travel. Yes, the final was in Cardiff, which helps, but like it just, I don't think people understand. Like they're like, oh, it's only like 6 more games or something, but then it's like, yeah, and then those hurt you, the 6 games, and then you got the pileup of games that you missed in the season that end up killing you. But no, like you said, it was a nice championship to win. Obviously, we're the second team in the UK to win it, so it was a nice accomplishment. But yeah, it's one of those things where they kind of it helps you, but it also, I think it kind of hurt us the last 2 years. But it's nice to win. Like it was a nice trophy to win. I'll never complain about that. But yeah, it's a hard tournament. I don't think people consider that.
And it's given you the chance as well to learn how to ring the puck around the boards properly as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, you just rip it around the wall and hope to God everything pans out. Glassing out.
With that Continental Cup, it means that you've won everything over here apart from the league now.
Don't rub, yeah. Why do you got to bring that up?
But you're back, and it gives you another chance to do that now, doesn't it? And you feel confident you're going to be able to do that?
I do, and I think, like you said, it's the one thing I've been chasing, the one title I really want to win, and it's like heartbreaking because I think we were, like last time I was in Cardiff, and we were in the league hunt, we were up, and then COVID shut it down, and then they're like, we're not giving the trophy, and I was pissed. Like, even though I didn't really play that season because I was out with knee surgery, but like the amount of effort, like I was in the behind the scenes that whole year, like the amount of effort like everybody else put in to be, I think we were like 6 points up with, I think we had a game or 2 in hand with not many games left, and then they just like cancel it and they're like, nope, can't do a winner. And I was gutted for like the guys because like it would have been like a somewhat win of a trophy, but I would have taken the league on that one. But yeah, like I want to come back, I want to win the league, and like we were obviously in a good position last year, and then injuries and all the games, and then we went through a slump, and it's like it's one of those things that like I'm just like I just want to win the league more than anything.
And you feel, even with, you mentioned those surgeries all the time. You say you're old. I don't know. I disagree to an extent, but
it's like a fine wine. I just get better.
You're still, like I said, playing really good minutes, and you can contribute to kind of those league chases as well.
Yeah, like you said, like I am getting older, but I think, like I said, I'm like a fine wine. I get better with age. I'm not better looking, but yeah, like I just try. I've always been a team guy where like whatever helps the team, and if like they need me to play defense and eat minutes, like I can do that. Like I just try to, whatever the coach, whatever the team, whatever the guys need, it's like I'm like a glue guy, they always say, where like I'll literally I won't do what Richie does. I will not block one-timers on the power play. Like that's where I'll draw the line. I'll try, but I'm like, I don't know how Richie does that, but like I'll do whatever it takes to win. I will do it, but like bar that, like I don't know how Richie does that. Like props Richie, I don't know how you do it.
You mentioned that being that glue guy. It's a role that we've seen throughout your entire career. We knew obviously from your time in Nottingham that was kind of a role you really enjoyed. And then you came to Cardiff. You got on well with really guys like Sam Duggan and stuff. And so that's a role that you just embrace and you really enjoy.
I love it. Like I don't think I love doing like the weird mundane things that like some players don't want. Where like I kind of get bored of playing the same, like playing defense, like I love it, but like I get bored of it where like every once in a while when the coach is like, oh, you're playing forward tonight, I'm like, yes, because like I'm sick of, and then it's like same where like if I play forward a lot, like I miss playing D, and like it's one of those things where like I just enjoy, it's kind of a challenge, like you're doing new things, you're trying new things, or like say you're playing like on like the top 6 forwards, like it's a pretty, for me it's like it's an easy recipe, like I'm all right, but like if I'm playing with Joey Martin and like good players, I'm like, you get them, it's a pretty easy recipe for me because I'm like, you get them the puck, where like I'm kind of like I'm unselfish, where like I'm fine with like going and getting, like I'm like a dog, like I'll go get it, I'll give it to the better player and then go to the net, and it's a pretty easy, for me, I think it's a pretty easy recipe to have success and just try new things and just try to evolve your game to be a better all-around player for the guys you play with.
I thought, considering it was a lovely day today, that we could take a little bit of a walk and carry on chatting a little bit about next season and stuff as we walk around. While it is lovely here at Coe, it's a beautiful day in the bay. So let's jump out and we'll take a little walk and continue chatting.
And my dog's squeaking outside.
So, Mose, one thing I do want to ask you about is you're going to be working with Paul Thompson this year. He's coming to Cardiff to coach, and he's a guy, there aren't many Devils who played in the Elite League last time he was here, but you did. So is it going to be strange kind of him being coach as opposed to rival?
Yeah, I think, obviously I spoke to Paul. It was actually yesterday, so it was nice to get a little feel for him. I've never, obviously, like you said, I've never played for him. I played against him, so I know kind of the style of hockey that he likes to play. And it was a good talk, and it's kind of one of those things where it's going to be a feeling like new process for us and having a new coach, and for him with new players, and he's back in the league, obviously. So it'll be a nice little learning process for everybody.
And I remember yourself and Gaz chatted years ago now about your time when you went over to play in the American League, and I remember you saying that he was kind of part of that process of getting that spot. And is it kind of a nice way now that you're going to get the chance to almost pay him back for that recommendation years ago?
Yeah, like it was, like you said, he was one of the main reasons why I was able to get that opportunity. So yeah, so it's a nice little, I'm sure me and him can chat a little bit about it and he can share some insight, but yeah, it's kind of a hockey community and world's kind of small. So it's a nice little circle of, coming back to where it all kind of started.
And that system, do you think that his system's going to suit your game?
I think so. I think the way he plays is a very offensive-minded coach. Quick transition. Obviously likes a lot of activation, and obviously he coached in the Dell and he coached in Denmark, where it's pretty open styles of hockey. So it'd be interesting to see what new styles he's kind of adopted with different leagues he's coached in.
I mean, I spoke to him last week, and he said that in simple terms, a successful season for him is winning trophies. So it seems like everyone kind of is on the same page with that.
She's on her own page
It's okay.
right now. Come on. Yeah, and like that's true. That's you kind of want that from a coach. You want to win trophies, and you want the coach kind of have the same, goals and everything as the players have. So for him, to kind of say that is nice to know that's, he's setting the bar pretty high, which is good, and you kind of want that in a coach.
The bar is going to be very high, and there will be changes coming to the Devils roster. And is it tough maybe sometimes when you're with a team that almost should have achieved that didn't quite, that you then have to make those changes and see guys going in and out?
Yeah, like you said, it is going to be a lot of changes. I think they wanted to change a lot around with the team and the roster, but yeah, you kind of want that pressure. That's one of the reasons why I like coming back to Cardiff is, you got that pressure on you from the organization. The fans want to win. And I think, as players in the locker room, you want that pressure to be able to know that's where the goals are. The goals are high, but they're obtainable. And last year I thought we had a pretty good caliber team, and throughout the beginning of the season we were rolling pretty well, where we were a really good team. And it was just one of those things where I think when the season kept going, we kind of just fell short of obviously winning more trophies than we should have.
We've been joined by Otter, part of your fledgling family here in Cardiff, and your good wife Dana is pregnant as well, so you're expecting your first child. Cardiff has really become a spot you want to start that kind of family and look ahead now to the future. Yeah,
like obviously, like you said, my wife loves it here. We're about to have a baby, and Otter loves it. Cardiff it's obviously, like you can see, it's beautiful and good places to walk the dog. You get treated really well by the team, and obviously the fans and everybody around Cardiff are super friendly and polite. So it's like our I think it feels like home to me. That's why I keep coming back. I'm trying to push it a little bit on Dana. She's obviously a Nottingham girl, so I'm just like, it is nice down here.
When the views are like this, it's hard to argue.
Well, yeah, like when the weather this year was nice. The weather last season was like it rained the whole Christmas and like winter, and I was like, it was hard to sell to her then, but now she can see the good weather, and obviously it's getting nicer out.
Well, we can look out to the rink from here, and I happen to know that All Stars is down here in Cardiff this year, and you're going to be playing in that. Are you excited?
Yeah, I am, actually. I think it's going to be fun, and I think they were very concerned of if I was going to be like trying really hard, and I had to like kind of tell people, like whoever, like a lot of the organizers and people that are playing in it, I was like, it's like a charity tournament. Like I'm just going for a good time, raise some money for a good cause, and I was like, I'm going to try to probably play goalie one of the games. So I'm not really taking it that seriously. It's just, obviously it's going to be a good time, a lot of laughs, meet some new people, and raise a lot of money for a good cause.
Are you taking any tips from Bouncy or even Merds ahead of that one?
Well, I don't know. I don't think Bouncy, he can give me some tips, but I don't think he even knows what he's doing in net. So I think some of the saves he makes are very unorthodox, and but he. I could ask him I'll probably have to wear his gear, to be honest, because I don't have any goalie gear. Team never got me any when I was trying to be the third goalie last year. They never gave me any.
You going to go for any, pad stacks and all those kind of,
I don't think my hips.
Flashing the leather.
I think I'm going to be a stand-up goalie. I don't know if my hips, knees, and ankles can handle.
Going for that 90s kind of
approach.
I'm
going to be a stand-up only, because I am old, and watching some of the stuff Bouncy does or any of the goalies, I'm like, I don't quite understand how you stretch like that. Like it's just not meant to, I don't think I'm meant to bend at all like that. So I'm going to try to not injure myself for the year.
And that's not the only thing down in Cardiff Bay this summer. We've also got Joey Martin's testimonial, which is going to be a fantastic event and a chance for you to catch up with a host of former teammates from over the years.
Yeah, like you said, it's going to be, obviously testimonials are a good time anyways. He's got a good group of characters coming in. So like you said, it's going to be good to see all the old teammates, guys I played either against or with, and it's obviously you got to honor a legend like Joey Martin. He's been here a long time, and God, he's the GOAT, and everybody calls him that, and he's set a lot of records here, and he just keeps getting better too the older he gets, and I'm surprised he's not the mayor of Cardiff or governor. I don't even know. He should be working in that government building we just walked by. So
I think Neil Francis is doing his best on that, trying to get it done.
Yeah, if he does, change the speed limits back to 30 for the love of God, please.
Any guys you're in particular kind of excited to see back in Cardiff?
No, like honestly, I think, I'm just excited to see everybody. Like, obviously Benty's coming back, he's exciting because he was just, I don't think people understand how much of a character he was, and I enjoyed playing with Benty, and obviously Mike McNamee's coming back, so we'll get Mike on the mic probably again where he does a little live concert up in the bar. But no, there's a good group of guys that I can't wait to see, catch up with, because it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but God, COVID was 2020, 2021? Yeah. So that was like 4 or 5 years ago pretty much. So it's like, it'd be nice to catch up with them, see how they're doing, see what's new with them, and just, have some beers and have a good time.
Finally, we look ahead a little further on than that. The season will get going. Obviously, we talked about, Tomo coming in and all the stuff like that. Have you got just a message to Devils fans ahead of the year, just to get them a little bit excited maybe over the season? Not too excited, of course.
No, like I said, like you said, it's just exciting. Like, obviously, new season, new players, I'm guessing, are coming in. I have a big mouth, so they don't tell me anything. But I'm just guessing. By the sounds of it, it sounds like new players are coming in. So, but yeah, it's just one of those things. It's kind of the possibilities of what could be, and I think that gets the fans excited. And I don't want to sell it too much, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's going to be a hard season, and it's just exciting.
Mose, we're going to continue walking around the bay, but thank you very much for taking the time to chat to us.
Yeah.
And we all can't wait to see you in goalie gear ahead of All Stars.
I know, I bet everybody's it'd be easy goals to score, so everybody will be trying their hardest. I'm excited, but thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.